Hello, HOSA. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Carrie Staub. I am one of your assistant directors of HOSA Competitive Events. And today I'm here to talk to you about which HOSA competitive event is right for you. First, we'd like to thank you for choosing to participate in HOSA-Future Health Professionals. There is so much that HOSA offers its membership, but today we're going to focus on competitive events. Although we know that competitive events is just a small piece of your journey to becoming your best future health professional, it does seem to make the work a little more fun. So in that vein, this is, of course, the HOSA website. This is where all HOSA members should be coming to get their current HOSA information. With regard to competition, there's a tab here right in the center of the main HOSA website, and it has all kinds of valuable information. Now, we don't have time to go over everything today, but we're going to come down to this useful tools page. On this useful tools page, again, so many resources. We will try to get webinars put together on how to use some of these other items, but today we're going to scroll down and focus on selecting an event and preparing. Now, keep in mind a couple of things. HOSA updates this information every fall, so new items should be posted about the first week of September each year. You're going to need to know which division you are competing in. That information is always in our general rules and regulations. Those should be read every year. There's always updates to them, and they provide general guidance regarding competitive events across the board. So in a nutshell, with divisions in selecting which of these you want, middle school basically covers grades 6 through 8 this school year. Secondary covers high school, grades 9 through 12 this school year. And then post-secondary collegiate division covers all education beyond high school. So if you click on one of these documents, basically you're going to see something that looks like this. This document is designed to assist you if you really haven't done HOSA before, or you're looking for a new HOSA event. Some HOSA members like to compete in the same event year after year, but some of them like to switch it up. A couple things to keep in mind. State associations have the opportunity to allow for one or more competitive events for their HOSA members, but at International Leadership Conference, or ILC, each June, HOSA members can only choose one competitive event. So something to keep in mind for later. This is the secondary, post-secondary version. Keep in mind, middle school students, you have your very own version, so don't forget to check that out. But it looks very similar to this. The process is to start here. Basically, we've got a few questions for you to get started. Question number 1, are you creative, artistic, and can you think outside the box to find a solution? Now, if the answer to that question is no, simply move down to the next question. If the answer to that question is yes, then you move over to the second question. Do you want to work with a team? Now, if you want to just do a HOSA event by yourself this year, that's totally fine. We've got lots of options for you. In this case, health career photography or research poster presentation, which is new this year, might be good fits for you. So you're going to want to check those out. If, however, you want to work in a team, we've got a list of events that fit into that artistic category or research type category. For you inquisitive minds out there: medical innovation, health career display, creative problem solving, parliamentary procedure, and forensic science. You'll notice the number to the right side of the event name will tell you how many HOSA members are needed for that event. So if there's a single digit number, then you may only have that number of people on your team. If there's a range of numbers, for example, medical innovation says 2 to 4, then you need a minimum of 2 members, but you can have no more than 4. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility. There's all kinds of different questions that'll ask you about your participation, how much you want to be involved. Do you want a test-only event? Test-only events clearly are not team events, so there's a whole host of items here in a variety of different subject areas where you can perform your studying that you would probably normally be doing on your own if it's leading you to the profession that you want to get into. And then these are tests that you would be taking at either your association or international levels. So once you kind of figure out where you might want to go, then you look at the subsequent pages. Now, HOSA divides its competitive events into 5 different categories. There are health science events. These are broad category events that basically involve, for the most part, a written test only, with the exception of medical spelling. So medical spelling has a second round. If you are really good at your medical terminology and you want more than a test, then medical spelling might be the event for you. Health professions events. These are going to be specific to a variety of health professions for the most part. They also involve a skill component. So they'll start with a test and then top qualifiers will move on to the skill round. So those are worth checking out. Clinical specialty is one exception. That's a pretty broad event that allows HOSA members to choose a health science career that may not already be covered in the HOSA events, or to choose a career that's covered in the HOSA events but provide information that is different and not covered within those HOSA events. So if there's something that you would like to pursue but you don't see it on the health professions list, then check out clinical specialty. Personal care is a specific event similar to nursing assisting that is designed for our HOSA members classified under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. So if that's something that is interesting to you, then check out those guidelines. We'll come back to guidelines in a minute. Leadership events, these are individual events also, but they're going to have more to do with employability skills or, researching your future profession. So health career photography is going to enable you to look at 3 different professions through the lens of a photographer. Healthy lifestyle enables you to set healthy goals and accomplish those goals. And job seeking skills is basically going to allow you to practice your resume, cover letter, and interviewing skills. Teamwork events is kind of what it sounds like. Clearly, you're going to have multiple members on this in these events. So they cover a lot of territory. HOSA Bowl, if your team is interested in going head-to-head against another team and trying to answer as many questions correctly as possible, that might be an event for you. Medical innovation is going to give you an opportunity to create an original innovation that could potentially impact our future health as we know it. So that's a pretty exciting event. Health education enables you and a partner to put together a lesson plan and deliver it to the community, which is kind of cool, particularly for those that are thinking that health education might be their future. Emergency preparedness events, again, these are for the most part team events with the exception of epidemiology and life support skills. They're going to involve a round 1 test and a skill component. MRC Partnership and Public Health, however, are going to be team events that enable HOSA members to go out into the community and assist in a wide variety of different activities and then present that information to judges. Now, recognition events do not count against your competitive event. So when you qualify for ILC, you can compete in one competitive event, but you can also compete. You can also participate in recognition events. Healthcare issues exam is a test on current health issues. HOSA service project typically involves your entire chapter and is associated with the HOSA partner. This year, that's Be the Match. Barbara James has to do with your community service as a HOSA member that's not attached to any school requirements. HOSA Happenings is a communication event, so you can get recognized for how you communicate with your HOSA chapter. And then Outstanding HOSA Leader and Outstanding HOSA Achievement are awarded for the most part on the state level, and so you can check with your state advisor for those opportunities. So coming back to our HOSA website, once we've kind of figured out what event is most interesting to us, we're going to come back to this competition tab and come down here to the guidelines page. So again, guidelines are going to be organized by division. So middle school competitors, all of your guidelines are going to be listed here. Keep in mind these will be updated the first week of September of each year. Secondary and post-secondary, yours are listed by category here. Recognition guidelines are also listed here. And then worth mentioning are the National Geographic Learning Academic Testing Center, otherwise known as ATC tests. So Cengage has partnered with HOSA and National Geographic to provide HOSA members additional opportunities for recognition. So these are test-only events that you can take during ILC that don't count against your competitive event. And your ILC registration actually includes 2 ATC tests. Oftentimes these tests are a little different category than competitive event tests, so it gives you some variety. And a lot of these subjects are stuff that you're already doing in your health science programs, so that's kind of nice also. Guidelines. Make sure that you read your guidelines thoroughly. We've tried to update those every year to make them understandable, user-friendly, and helpful in your competitive events. But it's really important that you read them completely. They also have the rating sheets in them that will be used by the judges to score each of your events. If you have any questions about your HOSA competitions, please make sure that you check with your local HOSA advisor. They should be very helpful and willing to guide you in your journey to becoming a HOSA-Future health professional. If you have any additional questions, you can always contact National HOSA on the bottom of every HOSA webpage. There's the opportunity to contact us via message or email, and our phone number. Well, HOSA, I hope that this has been helpful. We wish you the best of luck during this year, and hopefully we will get to see you at ILC. Stay safe.